YouTubers. Hey, welcome back to Rankin Projects. So as you can see right here, I had an incident where somehow, excuse the mess of the barn, but you can see right up there is my helmet for my chainsaw. My chainsaw was sitting right there. It fell down, took a chunk out of my countertop, and ended up just somewhere down here on the floor. And I'm not really sure how that happened, but in the process of doing that, the brake broke. You can see right there, snapped right off, and the other part of that is here. So, props to YouTube. I went on there and checked out some videos on how to replace a brake. Doesn't look too bad. I actually already got it done. I just need to put back on the covers and everything, but wanted to show you guys while I have it apart so you can kind of see and hopefully like this video. And this is a MS 250. I think I saw like a 170, a 290. This is a MS 250. And what you got to do is you take your bar off. Okay, take a couple nuts off there, take your bar and chain off, and then you have this little cover here. Okay, this thing just sits like so. Try to put it at least close so you can see. Just 2 bolts here and here. Okay, 2 bolts for that. That pops off. And then your next step is remove this spring. Okay, I just got the spring on there. And that wasn't that much fun. The spring's actually, I would say, out of all this, the hardest part, just because it's under pressure. Once the spring comes off, then you got this little tiny clip here. Okay, pop that clip off. Then this bar will slide. Well, you pop it off of there's a post here, and then right here there's another post. So you just kind of like wiggle it a little bit. I had a screwdriver, just kind of pry it up a little bit, and then you can actually, once you get it off of this post here, it'll slide that way, and then you can pop it off of that one. That bar comes off. Then you have, there's a spacer underneath that, so that spacer comes off. And then things are starting to get pretty loose. What I did, and maybe you want to do this even first, but the bolt on the other side of this here, motor head. Alright, there's a bolt right there for the brake. Okay, that one has to come out so that you can get the brake off, obviously. But going back to this side here, once you get this bar off, that spacer comes off, this stuff starts to get a little bit loose. The brake spring is here, it wraps around this part, the drive. So here's your spring, goes back down into here. Make sure that's all seated when you get that back together. That just hooks on this little metal tab. I don't know if you could see, yeah, right there. Okay, so that'll come off. This whole thing, actually, the spring just slides right off of the wheel. I don't know what that's called, drive wheel, sprocket. And then everything will just slide off of those 2 posts. And then the rest of this mechanism, the hooks, so I don't know if you can see the hooks. It's got that hook down there for that, the hook for where the spring goes. That actually slides into, here, I'll pull out the broken piece so you can see. This was sitting like this, where it broke, but it actually, that metal underneath slides into there. Okay? And so you just slide that back in and reverse the order. Put everything back on. I did have a tough part. I actually put the bolt back on the other side in first. I kind of got this over here into place. It was a little rough, I'm not gonna lie. I almost felt like I had to spread this, just muscle it on. And then I got a screwdriver up under that plastic and kind of pried up to get then the metal onto that post, the metal fixture there. So then, yeah, you put it all back together. Don't forget your spacer underneath there. Put the bar back on. Get your clip. Get your spring back in. Okay, make sure it's down in where it goes there. All the different grooves. And then get the spring back on. I just used like a pick hook set and muscled that on there. One thing that you can do is, let's see if I can maneuver this. Okay. There. You can see how it works. Okay, you can see the spring is under tension actually when the brake is off. And then when it's, you can see the spring go back. So make sure that that is forward, and that'll give you some tension off of that spring. It's hard enough to put on there. So, all right, gonna put my covers back on. Let me know if you have any questions. Put them up down below, and I'll get notified. And be sure to answer them. And all right, you guys have a good day. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you on the next project. Take care.